have our next sister in the room. Where is she? There she is, a beautiful woman with purple. Hello, Miss Wendy Watson. How are you today?
I am fabuloso today. How are you ladies?
Oh my gosh, it is moving. It is moving. So if you have not met Wendy before, let me introduce you to Wendy. You will read about her story because she will be able to, her story is coming into the book and we're excited about that. So Wendy is interesting because some people, you are the first entrepreneur in your family, but she is fifth generation entrepreneur. You got to wonder what was being talked about at your table. You know what I mean? You probably would have been the opposite if you'd gone and gotten a 9 to 5 job. They would have been like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Very opposite to what Grace experienced. She is the CEO and founder of TBR Spiritual Health. She was the 2023 finalist for Torch Awards in the category of ethics. Her topic today is how making a taco will save all your relationships. Now, that's got to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so this is funny that we were just talking about this. We did not line this up. We did not line this up. Oh my gosh, Roberta, you are all over this party today. Because guess what? The thing you don't know about Wendy is she actually has stomped grapes like Lucille Ball. That is friggin' hilarious. I love that.
I was laughing the whole time she was talking.
You're laughing the whole time. And she is listening to right now ZZ Ward, and she's an incredible female artist, and she has some really beautiful gifts that she is bearing to gift this day as well. The big package that one lucky listener is going to win is the Foundational Journey package. It is 5 sessions and worth $2,000, and everyone is going to get a complimentary 30-minute relationship liberation session. Well, liberation is a darn good word for an International Women's Day Summit, so good on you. Wendy, I am just going to let you take the stage, my friend, because I know you know how to do that.
I do. Thank you so much, Deb. What a great introduction. So raise a hands if you struggle with any kind of relationship. Okay, raise your hand if you love tacos. Who doesn't love tacos? Whether it's a breakfast taco, a dessert taco, lettuce wrap taco, whatever that looks like, right? So how does a taco liberate your relationships? I have come up with a recipe in how to identify 6 ingredients that you want in a relationship and how to layer them like a taco. For me, I see relationships in all kinds of different forms. Everything to me is a relationship, whether it's money, judgment, vulnerability, our bat wings, our chicken legs, our kitty cats that are like sliding all over me now. And a lot of us struggle with relationships because there's so many different kinds, and what do we want it to look like, and what is our vision for relationships, and all of these different components, right? If we can identify the main ingredients and create a protocol and a framework of what we want our relationships to look like, then we can take that basic recipe and then tailor it to different types of relationships, like our emotions or familial relationships, which I don't know about yours, but mine are challenging and teach me a lot of lessons. So today I'm going to walk you through a little bit of an exercise. And I want you guys to think about one relationship that you want to focus on for this exercise. Whatever that is, whether it's an emotion or receiving money or debt with money or your child or your business, whatever that is, pick in your mind, pick one relationship you want to focus on. And as you think of that relationship, what are the first 3 words that come up to describe that relationship? And write them down or put them in your notes on your phone. No judgment, no second thought, just what are the first 3 words that come up? Now I really want you to look at those words and what do those words mean to you? How do you define those words? And if there's one that you want to change, I literally want you to scratch it out and erase it, and then replace it with something you actually want in that relationship. It could be collaboration, it can be kindness, it can be exercise, it can be a safe harbor or safety, it can be playfulness or humor. Sometimes I want some humor with my money. Collaboration is a main ingredient that I have in all of my relationships, right? So even my relationship with food, I want the food that I'm consuming with into my body to be in collaboration with my fitness goals, with my weight loss goals, or weight management goals is what I like to call them, because I don't need to lose weight. I just need to manage what I got. So think about anything that you might want to replace the current words with, even if it's all three, and come up with something different that would be more geared towards the vision that you want to create for that relationship. I guess just give me a thumbs up or a 1 in the chat whenever you're done. Because sometimes just a simple shift of the vocabulary shifts the entire relationship, right? I had a gentleman that I was working with in a workshop when we were talking about financial debt. One of his key words was prison. It's like, okay, do you want to change that? I mean, I would, but I'm not him and I don't get to make that decision for him. And he's like, yes. And so one of the things we did was we changed the word, and then I had him in his mind explode through and break through the prison. And it was a complete game changer, and his financial situation has totally changed. So if you've come up with your words, I haven't seen anything come through the chat yet, so I don't know if anybody's done. We got one person that might be done. I see a couple people still thinking. So while you guys are thinking, I'm going to kind of go through the different layers of the taco, right? So essentially, I would like a minimum of 6 ingredients in each relationship. One ingredient makes up the tortilla or the lettuce wrap or whatever it is that you're using for the foundation, right? That could be communication, that could be honesty, whatever ingredient you feel, this is totally subjective, that you feel is the base and the foundation of the relationship, right? You cannot frame a room without a concrete pad underneath it. Otherwise, it will fall. So one of those ingredients is the foundation. Then the next 2 ingredients makes up the meat. It makes up the body, and the substance of the taco, right? So that could be the honesty, that could be the safety or the safe harbor. That's my word for it. That could be the collaboration. Then the next layer is the texture, right? What adds a little texture, a little something like lettuce, cheese, tomato, right? Those are the texture components to a taco. That could be the playfulness or the exercise, or maybe that's the collaboration or opportunity. Whatever those ingredients are for you, like what adds that little something that creates some crunch, right? Then the next layer, the most fun, and so there's 2 ingredients in that layer. So one layer, there's 1 ingredient in the foundational layer, there's 2 ingredients in the meat, there's 2 ingredients in the texture, and then the fun, sassy little topping on top, whether that's guacamole or salsa or tahini, whatever that is for you. What is that last final ingredient? Is that sass? Is that rock and roll? Is that music? Like, what is that one thing that's going to make it specific and add that extra little something for you? Right? And then once you come up with that, what are those 6 ingredients? Does anybody have any ideas or want to share? Are we sharing in these exercises?
Everyone's muted, so I think that
Okay.
we're gonna just get you to put it in the chat. There you go, Kathy.
Okay, there we go.
Dancing.
Yep.
Just
It's that
security-wise,
dancing.
we have everybody off, so definitely
Okay.
use the chat.
Awesome. I figured as much. Right? So what I love about this is that once you create, I love Paula's answer with momentum. That's a great one too. And dancing, is that the little sprinkle on top? Right? So what I love is that once you have this recipe for one relationship, now you have like a framework that you can use towards other relationships. Right? So for me as an entrepreneur, knowing what my relationship is with vulnerability or judgment, as far as like being on here and being present and social media content, what people are saying and all the things, is really important for me to stand in my power and to stand in my self-leadership and to ignore or simply dismiss maybe other people's opinions on what I should be doing in my business or what I should be doing in my life or how I should be raising. I don't have kids, but maybe raising my cat, right? How I treat my cat. It's super helpful to define these for ourselves. And so now that probably a lot of you have at least some idea of what you want those 3 ingredients or the 6 ingredients to be, I'm going to go through a little energy exercise. So if you guys will just sit back, close your eyes. If you're okay with energy work, great. If you're not, please give me some indication that you do not want energy work so I can honor that for you. Maybe like a thumbs down or something. Okay. All right, so if you'll close your eyes, we're going to do some energy work, and I want you to have those 3 to 6 ingredients in the forefront of your mind, and we're going to soak those in to all the little goody pieces of our energy and soul. Go ahead and come back. I think I'm at time. I have no idea. How did that feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down, good, hands. Awesome. Did you feel your relationship with that thing? Did you feel it shift? Seeing some nods. Awesome. Fabulous. Where am I at with time?
Yeah, you've got 2 minutes and we're gonna wrap. You've got 2 minutes and then we're gonna wrap that up and all the good things.
Okay. Well, does anybody have any questions that you want to put in the chat that maybe I could answer? What's up, Tim?
Oh, no, no, no. Just normally, if yeah, well, one question, just because
Okay.
then we tend to. So if there's someone that has a question, definitely put a question into the chat. And while we're waiting for that question, I thought it would be really cool to introduce Wendy to let women know that you have an event that you're doing next year that 262 is going to participate in. We talked about that earlier. So a little bit while you're waiting, if there is a question, and also if you like to be private with your questions, I know that Wendy's going to go into the chat after and you can send your message directly. But I have to say, I was obviously staying in observation because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'll have a session with you later, but just by writing the words down and putting different words beside it really shifted my perspective of my relationship with that person, right? Who's someone I love that I'm having a little bit of, tweaky, tweaky, teenage tweaky stuff with. So I thought, well, let's test it out. I really did shift.
Yeah.
But maybe we can talk a little bit about that, you've got
Yeah.
on. Yeah, okay.
So next April 2026, right here in Denver, I am hosting my SaaS Cash and Class conference for a new era for us women. So I love empowering women and creating a supportive sisterhood and getting rid of all that negative energy and then teaching women that we really can have it all in this new era that we have for ourselves, being able to have our own money, have our own kids with or without a man, own our own home, being able to choose the man or woman or whatever gender profile they go by, without having to sit by the window and waiting for them to call on us. We have all the options in the world. And so I'm bringing a collective of amazing, amazing women. I mean, Deb is speaking at it. I'm already getting a few other people that are pretty high up that are like, I want to speak. And I'm like, okay, this is paying, right? And it's amazing the quality of women that want to help to raise each other's vibrations and raise each other's level and just empower each other. And it's amazing. It's going to be right here in Denver, April, whatever the first weekend of April is, because I don't have the 2026 calendar up.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't have to give in details, but I just wanted to put people on point. I just had this beautiful experience that I call them leader sisters. PJ is going to talk next as well, and she's also a leader sister. Those people that dive in, you take it to the other side. But I'm very, gracious. Thank you for having me come speak. But that also means that where we speak, we party, and so you can expect a 262 book launch. Whoever wants to go, I want to help organize in beautiful, Colorado, right? We're going to be in Colorado. So that'll be coming up next April, just to give you a tweak a little bit on what's kind of coming down the pipeline for not only Wendy, but for all of the sisterhood. And whether you're in the sisterhood or not in the sisterhood, you still get invited to all of our great parties. So I wanted to thank you for that. In the wrap up, can we give Wendy some love? Let's show some love. And, we do jazz hands and we do hearts and things here because we don't take everyone off, just because we don't. And I just want to pass it over to my co-host, Carmel, and maybe share your experience and any comments about what Wendy did. And thank you so much for you and your cat.
I cannot be on Zoom without Clementine.
Yeah. For me, just the act of changing that one word, the very first thing you had us do, changing that one word. I was like, oh, what an interesting way to reframe that relationship. Just one word. It goes to speak so clearly to like how powerful language is and the language that we use in our relationships with others and with ourselves and with our money and with our jobs or our careers or our business. So Yeah, that was really powerful. And I saw a number of people after a while posting some of their words in the chat. And so that was really cool to see. So thank you so much for sharing this with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Absolutely. Now someone's going to win a prize.